Hey guys, it's Ginger. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a watch me work video. So today we're going to be doing a set of Gelsngems nails. This client of mine has been with me for over 3 years, just over 3 years. And you're going to see she has some damage on her nails. She did rip a couple of her nails off, but normally they get soaked off, but her nails are very, very thin. This client of mine has a very severe thyroid condition, and we have tried everything on her. We've done acrylic, we've done the luminary, and the best thing for her is the Gelsngems tips, because they come off every 3 weeks and then we get to put a new set on. So the luminary on her, once her nail reaches a certain length, they completely separate from the product. So it just, she's a hairdresser as well, so getting the water trapped up under those nails, it's just going to cause problems. So this really is the best system for her. So what I did is I just took my cuticle pusher and pushed that skin back to expose as much cuticle as possible so we can get that sticky stuff off the nail. I'm going in with my e-file on a low speed and a little cuticle bit, and we are going in the forward direction, going around one side of the nail to remove that cuticle, and then we will reverse the e-file to the reversed position and then go around the other side to get all of that sticky cuticle off. I am then going to take my sanding band. This is a fine grit sanding band, and I'm going to go over the nails. This looks really fast, but I've got this sped up. But it's on a low speed, and you're just trying to take the shine off of the natural nail growth. Plus, if there's any gel, which there is on this finger, that's lifting, you want to take that off. If there's some residual gel left over, it is not a big deal. You can leave that on the nail as long as there's no lifting spot. So you want to make sure that it is all nice and flat and flush to the nail. So then I am just cleaning off the nails with some isopropyl alcohol. And here are the tips we're going to use. This is a sculpted square short from Apres, and she likes a really short active length nail. So even after we fit these to her, she's gonna want them shortened quite a bit. And you see, I'm just fitting these on. The first one was a little too small, and so I grab the next size up and check that. You want to make sure it's all the way over to each side of the nail, and that one fits good. So now we're gonna go on and fit the rest of the nails. I am showing you guys mainly just one hand. That way the video is not too long. It's already kind of long, and you're gonna get tired of listening to me, and I'm gonna get tired of talking. So I shortened it up a little bit, but I still wanted to show you as much as possible, so you know exactly what I'm doing. But both hands are done exactly the same. So now I'm just etching the inside of these tips with the same sanding band I use, and the outside right by the cuticle area, so it's nice and thin. We want that to lay down really nice and flush and be as thin as possible. I then dust the inside of the tips out, and we are going to get started with application. So this is the dehydrator. Even though we cleanse the nails, I like to go over with the dehydrator. This just ensures that there's no oils left on the nail, especially in case maybe the client touched their nail with their finger. We want to make sure they are nice and ready to go. Then we use the primer. This is going to act like a double-sided sticky tape. It goes on, you brush it on, you want to make sure you don't get it on the client's skin, and you use it sparingly. You don't need a ton. As you see, I had too much there, so I go over to the next finger. And you can see right on the tip of this finger here how it's kind of white right there. That is the leftover gel. Like I said, that is fine. If you don't get all of the gel off, you just want to make sure it's not lifting anywhere. So like I said, this acts like a double-sided sticky tape. It's going to help hold the gel to the nail. That air dries for, just a minute or so. Then we take the Extend gel and we're going to put a very small amount on each nail. Don't go all the way to the cuticle or the sidewalls, but get it pretty close. And then we get that on all the nails. That'll go into the light for a full 60-second cure. While her hand is in the light curing, I take the same primer, the sticky, like the double-sided sticky tape stuff, and I put that on the inside of each of the tips. I work on one hand at a time and one set of nails at a time. So just take the right hand and push it to the side, and we are working on her left hand first. Once all the tips have the primer on it, we are going to do one tip at a time. I'm going to put the Extend gel in, and this, guys, takes a lot of practice. Just time and time and time again, doing it over and over. When I first started doing this system, I had gel everywhere. I mean, everywhere. So, like, I would get too much in the tip, and it would be all over the cuticle area. And I could tell I was getting, when my clients would come back, a lot of lifting at the cuticle area. It was a bit of a mess. So they would also be too much gel coming out from underneath of the tip as well. So it just takes a lot of practice and just eyeballing how much gel you need by how long the client's nails are, and yeah, like lots of practice. So I just put in what I think I need, and it's really less than what you would think. And then I start at the cuticle area, pushing forward. You don't want to get super up against that cuticle, but you can get very close. Push forward just until the gel reaches the free edge of the client's natural nail. Hold it in place and cure. I like to cure that free edge portion first, and then I will check and make sure that the back has no bubbles. I'll kind of reposition my finger and push back towards the cuticle and hold that down as well, making sure that it is cured, just like that right there. And then we're going to do that to all of the fingers. Once I've applied all of the tips, I will put my client's hand back into the light for another 60 seconds just to make sure that every bit of that gel gets cured. Sometimes maybe your finger's in the way from the flash curing, but you want to make sure that it's all cured, so it goes back into the light for another full minute. Once it comes out, then we can shorten the tips. I'm taking a pretty coarse carbide bit here to shorten these tips. Yes, you can take nail clippers and shorten them, but you do run the risk of cracking the tip or maybe getting it a little shorter than you wanted to. So I find I have more control over that issue if I use my e-file and a really sharp bit. So we're just going to shorten those to the length that she wants. Once that is done, then I'll take my hand file and make sure that free edge is nice and straight in the shape that she wants. We don't have any of those little scraggly bits underneath the tip, and we're going to straighten up those sidewalls. These Apres tips are amazing. I love this system. I use it quite a bit on several clients. They're great for getting a really perfect nail like shape and a nice thin nail as well. They're not for everybody. Some of my clients still need acrylic because they're extremely aggressive on their stuff and they just need a much thicker, stronger nail. Plus, you know, this doesn't work for everybody. I've had a few clients where they pop off and they just don't work for everybody. But all that being said, and that these are great, they're a little bit quicker. There's still some work you have to put into them. They're not a press on, they're not a just slap it on and go. As you see, you have to, you know, take care of your sidewalls, your shaping, your free edge. There's some work that goes into them as well. They're not, like I said, just press on and go. Although you can use them for that if you want to, I suppose. But once the free edge is to my satisfaction, I am then taking my sanding band, the same one we used for prep. I am going all around the cuticle area and the sidewalls. I'm making sure that it is nice and thin, flush with the natural nail, and that we have no gel that has seeped out anywhere. Plus, I'm going over the full body of the nail to make sure it is etched and ready for gel application. This will ensure that your gel sticks really nice to the tips. You can just wipe over them with acetone, but I prefer to buff over them in some manner. That way I know I'm not going to have any issues with the gel lifting off of them or chipping away. Once that's done, we just take some isopropyl alcohol and clean the nails again. You can also use acetone. Some people get like white, like chalky look when they use the alcohol over the tips. I don't find it to be an issue for me, so whatever your preference is. Here are all the colors we're using on the design. So we are using Perfect White, Vintage Blue, Frosty from the Ho Ho Hollow collection, Am I Clear, one of my absolute favorite glitters. We're going to do some foil, so I'm using the McCart Foil Glue Gel Foil Glue, whatever you call it. Some pretty foils, and this sky blue color from Insta-Dry for stamping, and also the clear jelly stamper white. So we are going to go in, and we are using Vintage Blue in 3 different ways on this set. And oh my gosh, this is such a pretty color. If you guys follow me on Instagram, yeah, you might have seen this set already. And it's stunning. It's my favorite winter set that I've done so far. So we're going to use Vintage Blue on its own. We're going to use it with some stamping over it, some sparkle over it, and we're going to matte one of them. And it looks beautiful always. So I am going to let you watch me polish up these nails here, and I'll come back to you. Okay, we are coming back now with a second coat. We're going to do a second coat on all the nails except for the hollow one. That one's getting the foil. So I like to put a color down that is most similar to the foil. That way if there's any little patches, you won't be able to tell as bad. So the Frosty from the Ho Ho Hollow collection worked perfect for that. But we don't need 2 coats of that because 1 coat is plenty opaque enough. Plus it's going to get a lot of layers. It's going to have a layer of the foil glue gel. It's going to have the foil on it, and then it's going to have 2 layers of top coat on it. So we don't want to bulk the nail out too bad by adding an extra layer of color that it doesn't need. So we did 2 coats on all the other nails for color. And then this is the McCart foil glue gel, and you want to make sure you get the entire nail covered with that, but in a thin layer, and then it goes into the light to cure for 1 minute. Once it comes out, you can apply your foil. Look at how good that went on. Oh, I love this foil too. It's so pretty. Like that Ho Ho Hollow glitter polish was really pretty, but this foil, oh my gosh, it is so good. Look at that. Woo-wee. Yeah, can't beat a hollow foil. Super shiny, super holographic, beautiful. Now we are adding all the little details in for the rest of the set. We're putting Am I Clear over this vintage blue, and that made a very beautiful, just absolutely stunning color. I love that combination. And then we are going to do some stamping on the white nail with the Sky Blue, was it? From Insta-Dry, Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. I love the Insta-Dries for stamping. They work wonderfully. So we're doing just this little swirly snowflake pattern here, and then I'm just taking any little bits of snowflake and spots that are left over and placing them wherever, just to fill out the design. Then my client wanted a single snowflake on her index finger. I suggested this one. She wasn't sure if she was going to like it or not. So this is like a double layered snowflake. So you put like the outside down, then the inside, and you can do them different colors, but we did just the full white one. So you'll see here in a second, I get the snowflake on, and then she looks at it and decides that she loves it. And I'm like, yay, I don't have to redo it. This is my favorite snowflake. It's so pretty. So you're checking it out. She's like, yeah, I like it. So we went with that. And now it's time for top coat. And we are going to do a couple of these matte. I'm using the Ugly Duckling matte and the Madam Glam No Wipe top coat. The pinky will be shiny. The white nail with the blue snowflakes will be matte. The holographic middle finger will be shiny. And I believe the index finger with the snowflake on it is also shiny. And then the thumb, which has vintage blue on it, will be matte. This is a design my client picked out herself. She loves designing her own nails and just, you know, coming up with really cool, unique ideas. And I do my best to pull them off for her. She always seems happy, so I think we get the job done. And it's always exciting to see or to hear her ideas and what she's come up with for her next set of nails. Sorry, I was out of frame a little bit here. I was actually trying to get my matte top coat to come out of the bottle because it's almost empty. But no worries, I do have a spare. You always gotta have a spare of your favorite top coat. All right, and now I am just wiping off the inhibition layer that matte top coat leaves and wiping off the stamping at the same time, and there you go. That's where the magic happens. Isn't that vintage blue so pretty matte? Oh, I love it. And that's the finished nails, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and liked this watch me work. I hope it wasn't too long for you guys, but I wanted to get in as much as I could for you. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.